Hello! Oh, that might have been a bit loud. It went red on my screen. Right. Hello, folks. Welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. I'm going to play a little animation first because I love it, and you lot are going to listen to it, and you will love it. 3, 2, 1, animation. You just don't get it. Just don't get it. He's like, makes you happy, you do you. I'm like, that was brilliant. Anyway, welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. Evening Dwarf Warrior. Hello, Violet Steel. And Jenny Crayon, and I'm going to get this. Bugini Rhapsody.
That's
right.
me,
that one.
AD. Just don't bother.
I'm still going to get it wrong. I'm not saying hello to Rogue or Clockwork. Or Bardic. You've got a job in a minute, Bardic. You ready? You ready?
No, Dwarf, no.
GM.
No.
Yes.
No.
I used my GM reroll last night to...
Did you?
Yeah, against Rich. So Amelia wanted to draw Demon Horns on Rich while he slept. He rolled, so I countered his roll with my roll using my reroll. I said, no, you don't know the Demon Horns. He's going to wake up with Demon Horns. Anyway, welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. We play lots of tabletops. Dungeons & Dragons 5th Ed. We got a vampire thing coming along, so watch out for that. We got Pathfinder starting in a couple of weeks, so watch out for that. We got 2 D&D 5th Ed sessions, Mondays and Tuesdays. We got a Cyberpunk game called Carbon 2185 every couple of weeks on a Thursday. It's a bit mad on the channel at the minute, so welcome. Go watch our YouTubes, go watch stuff, and we're all about everywhere. And there you go, perfect details, totally. So you go find us on social media. You could go to Twitter, you could go to Facebook, you can go to Instagram. We've got a Discord. We've got a YouTube channel which is full of stuff, hundreds of hours of what we've done before. If you have the time, feel free to go look at that. There is a lot of it. We are slowly putting everything into podcast form. So we've got a few episodes out of When Glory's Not Enough, which is our Monday session. And we're currently downloading the Fables Among Titans to put them up in a podcast form as well. But it's going to take a while because there's like 60 sessions in. So go check all that good stuff out. Din, 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 din. Sponsors. We've got loads of sponsors. So, Coyote Grey does chibi tokens. Go to the Roll20 market, type in Coyote Grey. You'll see all their chibi token packs. They've got loads of fantasy ones and a cyberpunk one. Excuse me. I bought all of them because I love them, and I think everyone else will buy all of them and use them. And you can download them and use them on Fantasy Grounds, obviously Roll20, Foundry, other virtual tabletops. Once you own them, they're yours to do with as you please. So go buy them. And you can see them in a little slideshow now, going past everyone. And you'll get to see them on the bottom map in a moment. Lucky Battle Mats. They're amazing. They win an award every time they make a map. They are... Every single Kickstarter they've ever done is immediately funded because they're just super good at what they do. If you play around the table, because you are lucky bastards, then you get to flip out your A3 maps of towns, taverns, tundras, grassland, arcade circles, demon bridges, all that good stuff. Already there, just flip out A3, bang, off you go. If you play around the virtual table, almost like a virtual tabletop, then you can use their maps on Roll20, Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, etc. All the stuff they do digitally. Go check them out, Lucky Battle Mats. They also have just done a sci-fi one not so long ago, Kickstarter, that was super successful, funded immediately because they're good at what they do. So if you're doing your sci-fi games, go grab them. And Castles and Caverns is their next one. Ashana! Some cool news! Ashana is an amazing glass crafter. Super cool. Like, join her Discord. Just go to Glass Made, I think the channel is called, and just you'll see all the stuff she's done. Or go to her Instagram and check out that. Some of the stuff she's done is, she did, like the ballerina she did a couple of weeks ago is unbelievable. Just go check out her work. Her glass crafting is amazing, and she's been a sponsor of since we started really. So we've got loads and loads of time and love for her, and even though she is across the big water, the pond that separates us, we will be running a one-shot for Ashana and her friends in the world of Colossus. Granted, it'll be silly o'clock in the morning, however, probably on a record somewhere and a podcast. But yeah, so there'll be more details out for that when we've got the party together. I'm really excited for that. Sunscape is an unofficial sponsor. They have epic sounds for epic games, so and we believe them. If you want to create ambience around your tables and you've got laptops or phones or Bluetooth devices, etc., You can play out the music, create a cool flowing river or crackling fire, a jolly tavern, a dragon fight, stuff like this. So it's really cool to really get in the mood and have a soundtrack to your games. And if you play digitally, then your players can get a web player app from Sirenscape. You play the music, they listen to it, and they can turn it up and down to their heart's content. And it's cool. Some people like it really loud, others less so. The ones that you can't see on the overlay, because, we needed space for Osri, is Roughworks Creative, where there will be a link in the chat. Never post, ever, unless I bully him into putting pictures up. However, if you go to their Facebook page, look at their albums and see all their woodwork and leatherwork, you will be blown away. If you want anything, just message them. They will respond. And if he doesn't, I will make him. So, yes. Go check out Sawdust and Swear Words. They're amazing. I love them. Dave is my brother from another place down south. So, yes. Is that it, man? Is that all for sponsors? Am I on the next thing? Cool. Tasha's Heavier Crockpot Bits and Bobs is the first supplement that we released over a year ago. Loads of nerdy mates.
I amended it. You amended it.
Oh, right, here we go. The first major supplement by HWG, that's us, for DnD5e has been out for a year. Tasha's Heavier Crockpot Bits and Bobs is 81 pages of subclasses, spells, artwork, and everything TTRPG. Everything TTRPG. Lots of letters. Player once. Find it here for $9.95 on DM's Guild. It's cool. There's loads of artwork in there from super talented people. There's loads of 5e subclasses and such, and there's 80 new spells in there. It's a really cool piece that's come together, and it leads me on to shouting that we are doing a Kickstarter this year for Retoria, a nation within the world of Colossus, and that will have a ridiculous amount of lore, classes. I don't even know how to word how much work we're putting into it, so we're really looking forward to releasing that. Bits?
Yeah.
Bits! Have you put my monkey face back?
Hang on, I couldn't find it. It wouldn't let me do it. Listen. And also, it won't let me now type, so it's fine.
Oh, thank you for the Bits, Dwarf Warrior. You already have 200 bits, players.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, no, he did come back.
They did come back. So, do you feel sorry for the adventurers? Monkey Face. Donate 200 bits /cheers to give the party a reroll. They cannot be used on a DM or death saving throws. They don't roll over to next week. And there is no longer a cap. So you can plough as many as you want into these lunatics, these beautiful coconuts. And they can use them forevermore, or at least until we end the session.
Like 8
For the next 3 hours.
Yeah, for the next 3 hours.
Please, we're headed for a TPK.
You've got a number 2.
Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah,
we're not going to
you.
die. Don't be.
There was a new thing that was brought in. So, as soon as it was suggested the cap gets released for the players, Dwarf Warrior suggested that the DM gets some. So, for 500 bits, you can give me a reroll. And I will happily take your money to ruin their life. I mean, develop their
I'm not making you a
moments.
command for it. You can make your own command for that.
Dwarf Warrior, man.
I've got to
Give
know,
me these rerolls.
Dwarf Warrior, did you know that we don't hate Ulrich anymore?
Well, no, I
that's-
Xandria hates him.
That's a bit strong.
I still hate
So,
him.
it's a bit of a sweeping statement. Right, so I think we're up to recaps, yes?
Yep.
So, So, originally, a couple of sessions ago, Sapphire decided to go all the way across the world with Owlbearer and he went there with Solomon and he found Owlbearer, and there was Kelfire's wielder of Ravensbane in the Temple of the Hawe, hunting down Sensei Rin, the master and father figure and etc. of Sapphire, giving him a slap around. Sapphire was like, "You are a 20-foot demon. I need a few more levels on me. Right, lads, we're out." And they all ran away. They jumped on Solomon's big beetle shield scarab of doom, which I'll probably have to write that up officially at some point. If he gives the shield to one of you lot. And you and Owlbearer and Sapphire rode down the scarab beetle's back while Solomon's riding away. There were demons attacking them, and they did their monk stuff and their great sword stuff, and they bashed them all out of the way. And they got through the forest. They ran away from the demons, and the demons stayed up top. Except for a moment where Sapphire was, "You're coming with me over here. I need a conversation with you." And you were there floating in your ethereal astral form of meditation. Breathe. Talking to Kelthias. There was a moment, an opportunity to learn more. Sapphire was like, "No, I need to get all the way back across the world when I first split the party. And went back with Solomon and Owlbearer. They came to a little town of Tonto, which is a way station up the mountain where the Temple of the Way is. Nobody was there really, just the staff. They had a conversation. Sapphire managed to convince them to pack the bags and do one down the mountain. And up in a stable. And what did he see? Not just horses, but a girl with no hands in a salt circle with a 9-foot ivory white gold warforged vessel behind her. And Arterion, the very ancient Fae, wearing a... He wears a gold blindfold. I forgot to mention that last time, actually. His gold blindfold, his corset of cherry blossoms and pinks. There was tension between Sapphire and Arterion. But whilst this was going on, it was clear that whatever Natathrin Sasha, the ivory dragon released from the wall by Kesfion and Ari, were doing something. I will help them from across the world, because Sapphire split the... I'm just going to point out 3 times now, Sapphire. Across the world.
Cut that.
So, following that, across the world, camera pans in. There is a darkling infestation in the dunes not far from the tribe of the Al Haris, which is the home tribe of Xandria Summerbreeze and Kesfion Summerbreeze. Turns out there's been lots of darklings. These are fae creatures that are allergic to the light. They are summer fae creatures that are allergic to light, cursed many moons ago. And the party that didn't go across the world and stayed together like good old D&Ders should, Sapphire, they took on the Darkling Dungeon. You've only got another 8 minutes of this, you'll be fine. Took on the Darkling Dungeon itself. Ozra was with Sahar and had been there a little while hunting down these undead creatures. Breathe. And they decided they were going into this nest. When they went in there, Zerin, the mother of the Summer Breezes, performed a blood dream where she went into the dream realm and was to face a fair creature known as Water Crow. And it was Water Crow that is, she believes, is responsible for taking the souls of the Darklings and raising them up as undead. So while they were doing that, while Zerin was doing this, she asked her children to cause a very large distraction. They go flying into the dungeon, the tunnels beneath the sand dunes. Turns out it's a pre-built structure, akin to that of summer colours, almost a summer temple of sorts. What the hell is on my feet? Is there a child? Where are the children? They're over there. They go into the temple that's buried beneath the sand dunes, fight their way through. There is some horrific spiders and giant pink oozes and some creatures they managed to dodge, much to my disappointment, but they dodged them anyway. During that, Ari and Kesfion were turned into giant eggs. 6 seconds later, they were turned into giant dragons. It was wonderful. It may have taken 45 minutes, but it was 12 seconds of brilliance. Destroying this incredibly large spider, because clerics are overpowered. They had 2 dragons with them, and Xandria's got a massive war axe, and Blighty McBlighty from Ruby. They managed to destroy the spider. Taking a bit of a rest, Ari set off a trap, as only a large blue dragon would do, by walking up to the pressure plate and going, just going to sit here. The trap whipped out, grabbed Ari, dragged them into the main temple room, along with Sahar, who ran along. Initiate combat. Initiative was rolled. The party went flying into the summer templed area and decided that they were fighting one of the Pale demons, one of the Order of the Pale. This demon was there having a jolly old time. Sapphire and Owlbearer and Solomon, you alright? You whisper, are you being quiet? Okay, tiptoe. Yeah, good girl. Bye-bye. Solomon and Owlbearer and Sapphire, they were like, excuse me, Arterion, like, can you send us back to Toodles? Because we need to like get a taxi back to the other side of the world. So they go back to Toodles. Toodles like, aren't you supposed to be with? Yes, everyone else. And then sent you to the Summer Realm. During your route to said Summer Realm, you ended up in the Dream Realm, because that's what you asked Toodles to do, and I made that a little bit up by mistake. You ended up in the Dream Realm, and you walked into Zerin's Blood Dream. What are you doing? Okay. Wow, they're involved tonight. You walked into Zerin's Blood Dream. So there were Sapphire, Owlbearer, Solomon, and Zerin in the Blood Dream, facing off against Water Crow, a fair creature skilled in the arcane arts. 6 seconds later, tears in reality appeared. And it gave you the opportunity to be in whatever realm you so wished. Half of you went into the material realm to keep fighting the demon from the Order of Pale. Half of you went into the blood realm, the dream realm for this blood dream. Kesfion, Xandria, Ruby. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Went into the dream and fought with Sahar and Zerin, the mother of Xandria and Kesfion. And while they were fighting Watercrow, a powerful spell known as Disintegrate was cast upon Sahar. In Sahar's weakened state, he was unable to resist its power and was disintegrated. Zerin rushed across and cast Soul Trap. I think I got the wording wrong last week. Cast Soul Trap to gather the soul of Sahar. The players are currently in the fight. They are at the beginning of a new round. Sahar has only just been attacked. Are you ready, folks? Let's get some music going.
We have no idea what the turn order is
That's
anymore.
fine. That's fine. I will deal with that in a moment as I put on. Folks listening,
think I was
the
first.
battle music is on the same mixer as the players. So if it gets super loud, you need to let me know. And if it's super quiet, let me know. Right, are you all in the roll at 20?
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
so the turn order is Ari, Kess, Sandria, Sapphire, Pale Demon, Ruby, Ozra, Watercrow, Nanite, mate, Owlbearer, Zerin, Solomon, and it would have been Sahar. So yeah, right. So we're on Ari in the material realm. However, I have apparently learnt something that will make this very easy. So if I can drag Kesfion to this map and drag Sandria to this map and Ruby to this map. Ozra, I couldn't do this until you logged in, so I had to wait. And Sapphire. Now you should only be able to see the map you were on. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Right. So all I have to do is flick between them for the stream.
Oh,
Rock that.
Okay.
So I don't think Deck is listening or watching, but he told me that. Right. This
What a
Rebel
champ.
fight.
Hi.
yep.
Hi.
What are you fighting?
They're fighting a demon from
Everything.
the Order of the Pale and a massively powerful fey creature that's allergic to summer. Did that answer your question? There's the demon. You can see the demon later. I'll show you more pictures tomorrow. This dude here with the horns and the helmet and the spear. His physique is clearly based on mine, child. So, a little bit of a lie. Right, so Ari, in the material realm. That's right. You currently have a skull on you. I believe you're hexed, do you not? I did something to you. I need to check what that is. But yes, go. It is
I
your
don't know
turn,
what you
alright?
did to.
I do.
Oh no. Okay. Fine. Great. Thanks for that.
This is fine.
This is fine. I do a stab.
Stab.
That's
Stab.
what we do.
You have
We do a
advantage.
stab.
You have advantage because of Owlbearer and
That's
Ozra on the other side.
Probably good. Yeah, that was a really crap roll.
Don't like you.
And I just need to move over to roll 20 for the fans. There, they should be able to see now. So, what did you get?
15
15
with
the heck?
advantage.
with advantage.
Oh boy.
I rolled a nat 1 and then I rolled a 5.
Oh.
Fucking
Do
hell.
you,
dear.
Do you want to rock out a? I mean, you don't have to. Good.
How many have we got? We got 3 at the minute.
3.
Only on 3, yeah.
I mean, I'm all for you missing,
we'll
like, but
just- Like, we'll just roll a different dice. 'Cause screw it. Like, whatever. Right,
Whatever.
well, we don't hit with that one.
FYI, there's a new dark mode on roll 20 as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, it's banging.
Wonderful.
So much better.
Better. So, we're going to do a backhand stab. And we get a 24 to hit.
Whoa! So your first strike's 24.
Yes.
Cool. So your rapier comes in. At first, you thought you were going to miss, but then the will of the gods, you managed to flick round and stab through a gap in the armour into the ashen paste-covered flesh of this demon of the Order of the Pale. Do your damage. That is not a...
Actually, that was at advantage, wasn't it? So let me just try once more just to make sure. No, it's fine. Right,
Just
so yeah, so I missed, just to clear that up, I missed with the rapier, but I get with the dagger, so
You missed with the rapier. I thought you rolled... Did you not take a reroll?
I didn't
Yeah.
take a reroll.
Oh,
I kind of.
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you.
So I didn't want to take a reroll because there's only 3. So
It's up to
I'll
you.
still get sneak attack.
It's your
It's
call.
fine.
So you missed with your rapier, but you landed your dagger. Yep.
Yes, and I still get sneak attack. So
Yeah. Ari is
Yeah.
aware that when
Okay.
you tried to absorb Healy powers from the creature, it didn't go well for you. If you remember
that's
last
gonna
time.
be fun.
It's
Yeah.
fine, we've had a dragon divorce, so that's a him.
Yeah, Casphone's like, you go for it.
Well, I was gonna say, you know, that's Mel forgot 50. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Sneak attack.
Listen.
Mel's house just fell down.
Yeah. Your hands
Sneak
on the
attack.
table.
I saw a video earlier, but I didn't have time to link it, of somebody just emptying a bucket of D6s on the floor, going, well, that's my damage. I just need an hour and a half to total it up.
That's 20 points of piercing and apparently 2 healing, but we know how that goes. Well,
Yeah, so you don't need to. You don't take any of the healing. Yeah, but how much was it? 2, did you say?
2, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. The new dark mode's pretty cool.
It's really.
I just
it's really
noticed some
quite
stuff.
nice.
I just noticed some stuff.
Just
Right.
so much nicer on the eyes.
Yeah, definitely. It's the purple.
Just do I take necrotic from that?
You do not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You did last time, but this is an intermittent thing. So,
Okay.
is that you moving anyway? You doing anything? You can run away because you're a
We're
swashbuckler.
gonna run
I hate
away
you.
because
She's a-
Next baddie's gonna have every homebrew mechanic possible. It's just gonna be swashbuckler Bane.
Well, you know.
You
that's
should
what-
still be able to move yourself, I think.
Yeah, I can. I'm just trying to decide where I want to move to.
So whilst Ari's
I'll
moving,
move
Cass,
to
what you doing?
I'm a slice. I'm a
Remember,
slice.
you're hasted.
Yeah, no, I'm going to slice and keep slicing and
Just
keep
slice
slicing
faster.
and slice faster.
If somebody
Um,
just wants to press the smoothie function button,
Yep.
So, and I'm trying a Mel one where but rolling good, we use a calculator to do the math for us this time.
Okay.
So to hit, that is a 24 on good old. Now that you've told me, Jeannie, that his thing's like also a type of duck, in my head he's just called Ducky. Big bads, as opposed to tiny bads.
Cool.
the coot.
I assumed you
Yeah.
were hitting the main person. So is this your radiant sword or your necrotic sword?
So that'll be the
I think your
radiant.
main hand's radiant, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So this is your radiant strike. It's definitely a hit on the 24.
Yeah. Do.
And Sandra,
so-
you're currently blinked out, aren't you? Oh, so you have no idea, so how's it? Okay.
Yeah, no, I have
So
no
that
idea.
is 9 of slashing, and that is 4 of radiant.
Boom. Your radiant blade, your wooden scimitar, cuts through. There is no arcane shield in front of them as there was earlier on, maybe 12 seconds ago. Do you swing? Your left?
No. So 25 to hit.
Just so you know,
Yeah.
there's no reason your first couple of attacks aren't just your main sword.
Oh, I thought I had to alternate.
So the way it's written is you get
Okay.
2 attacks. That's literally
Right.
it tells you get to attack twice. How whatever you do with that is entirely up to you. If you wish to do a bonus action attack, you have to use your
I
offhand.
think it's a layover from when I had the one in the offhand.
Yeah.
So that I think that's why I've always.
Yeah, I was reading it earlier on in the week. So you can essentially go radiant, as many attacks as you got, but your bonus action
But your
has
bonus
to be
has
your
to be-
offhand.
Cool.
Yeah. So you could stop generating those gargoyles. I mean, you might
Oh.
want to keep generating them. It's up to you.
So I'm just gonna go for another radiant hit then. Seems daft to be using your offhand if you could
Yeah,
use
and
your
you are,
dominant.
you're a skilled fighter. Yeah, you're not gonna be like, I make it easier on them.
So that is 10 in slashing, and we
Did
are
you
a
hit with
5
your
in radiant. I got 25.
Okay, so then yes. So 10 and 5, was it?
Yup.
Cool. You're radiant. 2 strikes. A divine light bursts off the wooden blade. So that's your 2 normal attacks.
That's my 2 normal. I'm going to use my... They don't all need to be on the same... It's been so long since I've not just like
As long as
ran
they're
up
within
and just,
5
like...
feet of you, you're
Cool.
literally like whack-a-mole, bang, 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 for
Cool,
as many
cool.
attacks as you've got.
I'm going to use my offhand then against this little sad boy.
Cool.
One on the left. So that is... it might not hit, actually. That is a 16.
16 hits.
Okay.
You get the feeling these are just weak manifestations of the necrotic
Yeah.
energy rather than
Um,
solidified.
So
Death
that
monsters.
is 5 slashing and 6 necrotic.
Oh, this is... I'm loving this dark mode.
I am hasted.
Are you taking your attack action again?
Yes.
Yes.
So you radiant, and then just pop out with your offhand
Yeah.
to take the gargoyle death creature out, and then turn
20
back.
So we're a 22 to hit our least best friend.
Cool. You do indeed get through their defences.
That is 7 in slashing, 3 in radiant.
So 10 in total. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Yep.
And we that is a 19 to hit.
They put a shield up.
That's fine.
I was waiting for the low one.
That's okay.
So as your second strike comes in, it lands, but before your blade actually pierces flesh, their hand comes up and you get that familiar arcane shield just appear in front of them.
They can't all be winners. Offhand on.
You don't get another offhand.
Oh no, I don't, because it's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a
no,
bonus action,
Sorry,
but yeah.
that's my mistake.
That's all right.
Sorry,
That's
I
all
was
right.
just getting too excited slashing.
Doing your thing, Kess. Doing your thing. Do you move? That's all you've got
Nah.
left. Cool. Xandria, you're currently blinked. Yep. So is this a case of you have to roll? Like, what's the roll part of the blinking? Every turn you
The roll part is at the end
So
to
you-
see if I
so you
blink
blink-
back out. I blink
Okay.
back in
So you blink
on
back
the start
in,
of my turn,
and the blink back out is on a roll.
and the blink back out is on a roll. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I blink back in, and I blink back in here on this square.
Okay. The last thing you remember is Sahar being standing there when you blink back in.
Yeah.
So you're blinking back in on Sahar, as far as Xandria is concerned. Just one of them piggyback spear lance manoeuvres that you used to do.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And I'm going to attack with my great
Alright,
axe.
so I will bring you back in because you're currently blinked out. Alright, you should be able to move yourself now.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to do the sensible thing, and I am equally going to add a calculator to my screen so I can add.
So you,
Because
As you-
I cannot.
as you're doing that, as Xandria blinks back in from the ethereal plane, you kind of look around, adjust yourself. You don't see Sahar at all.
For all Xandria knows, he has equally blinked. She doesn't know. 23 to hit.
23 hits. Your great axe comes slamming into the water crow.
Fuck you, water crow. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that. So that is 10 points of slashing damage and 5 points of fire damage.
Your next, Sapphire.
And then second attack,
Thank you.
How much damage did you do, sorry?
10 slashing, 5 fire.
Cool.
Then
Your second
Uh,
strike,
22 to hit.
22 hits.
5 slashing, 5 fire.
Oh.
And then Let me just see what I'm rolling for.
So your great axewings come flying in and just slamming through the arcade. You press through the arcade shield that's protecting the
Yep.
water crow.
And
you
then I have to
your
roll
blink.
to see if I blink back out. And that is a success of 12, so I blink back out.
Cool.
And I am back on the ethereal plane.
Right, Sapphire, your turn.
Okie dokie.
It's because the way I had it set up before, so you, Owlbear, and Solomon are all blanked out in the turn order, but I can see them, so it's alright.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so the first thing Sapphire is going to do is move to about here, and then tugging at the extra different coloured braid on one side of his head, Sapphire will transform into a giant runic bear.
I forgot about that.
So did I. I was loading things up today.
However, I didn't forget about it before, and I prepared the bear.
Oh my god, that's fucking adorable.
So, Sapphire,
Yes.
I'm just going to shift you out of the way.
Yep.
My good liney friend.
So adorable.
I like
my
his
God.
little pink nose.
Let me just.
Oh, he's so cute!
Prepare
Can't see the bear yet, so.
Oh, it's on your. It's not on your map. Yeah.
You have to look on the
Little
Twitch.
bear. I know, I'm waiting for it to update. It's very
Sure.
slow for me.
Okay.
You pull on the lock of Kalin, call upon its magic, and you have your Kalin bear. Kalin bear.
I can't remember whether that was a bonus or a full action.
I believe it's a full action to activate and turn into the bear because the bear's pretty dooming. I believe it was an action. I
Yeah,
think.
I thought it might have been that as well.
I think.
Okay, well then that'll be
Let me have a look.
it, I guess, for now.
I'm sure we ding 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 ding. We're gonna find the bear. Right, that's the
How
stats
cute
for
the
it.
bear is.
Yeah, I've got his stats, but I don't have their like item, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was stupid, wasn't it? I'll
It totally makes sense.
go with action for now,
Yeah.
and then
Can I have control of the bear?
yeah. Give me a second.
That's okay. It's no rush. Yeah, no, I was moving there for a specific purpose, but since I can't do anything more this turn, I'll keep moving around, so I might as well give Owlbearer and Osra advantage.
So you should then.
Thanks
go,
so much.
Yep.
Oh, it's such a big bear. Yeah, no, I love him. He's even got Sapphire's eyes. They're great.
I totally planned that. So that's your action movement. Do you have anything for bonus?
Not as a bear.
Yeah. It's now.
Fairness action.
It's now the demon's turn.
The bear will take the stance of summer.
It's a free action to growl.
I want to roll intimidation against the demon. No, that wouldn't work against the demon paladin.
There are.
You don't know? You don't know what his history with bears is?
That's Vietnam-style flashbacks and runs away.
That demon can never eat porridge again.
Yeah.
Actually,
No, we've already met Goldilocks once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, you're a bit big, but yeah, that was sorry. The demon will. There's a lot of you beating it up. So,
He should have thought of that before he came to the material plane.
okay, I forgot to do this last time, so I'll do it this time. Oh, this is so horrible. Right. So the demon
You
will
saying
attack.
that.
They attack the bear.
Bring it.
Oh shit. 28.
Uh-oh. Just about, yeah. Beats it,
Damage on that is disgusting. You take 15 points of slashing damage as the spear comes stabbing into you, which activates its war magic. Which means
Uh-oh.
it gets to cast a spell after that attack, which means it casts haste on itself.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, welcome to the Order of the Pale Bear. And then the second attack. That's missed by miles. 12.
Yeah, that misses.
So both spear attacks coming on at you, and the third attack it'll spin over its head and try and stab Ozra.
Bring it on.
11. Or the
No.
2 and a 3, those two rolls.
No, she brings her shield up.
But it is hasted, so it'll attack again. Oh, what a shame.
Oof.
20. What's that? 22 on the bear.
Oh yeah, that hits.
22 on the bear is 14 points of slashing. Nat 1 on Owlbearer. And 24 on Ozra.
That hits.
That is 11 points of slashing.
Okay.
So in its hasted state, it starts swinging the spear around, attacking at the bear and Ozra. During that flurry of blows, hey, that was a coincidence. During that flurry of attacks, it summons forth its war magic and hastes itself to then spin round again, stabbing at the bear of the Kalane aesthetic that is now imbuing Sapphire with magic, round at Owlbearer and Ozra again, and then takes its stance and just looks at you all. Come on, Ruby, 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 Ruby.
Has to be the first time every
Yeah,
time.
I know, that's it. This is the first time, and then I try and leave it. And you are back in your dream. Cool.
Well, now I know that Cass can keep hitting with the Radiant Sword, and I don't have to keep jabbing it with a stick to do my paltry Radiant Soul Radiant damage at it. I'm gonna give Zeren a heal. I am just finding my post-it note that has the
Your heal
Staff of Healing stuff written on it.
Are you using a staff?
I'm using the staff. Oh, sugar. Right now, hold on. Let me just Google Staff of Healing. Staff of Healing. I don't. Who wants the old Pathfinder one? No one plays Pathfinder anymore. Right, so I have 10 charges total. Which is 4 cure wounds, 2 restoration. Oh no, must be 3 cure wounds. Sorry, because I knew I was going to do this. I should have looked up mass cure wounds to see if it's worth doing that yet.
I've got that if you need the deets for it.
Wording.
It's a range of 6.
I've got a card.
Oh, you got it. Cool.
Up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius. All right. We're gonna have a
Are
mass
you
cure.
using the staff to do it?
I'm using the staff to do this.
So it costs you 5 charges to do it.
Oh, right, okay, no, I am misreading this. I thought it meant I could do...
It 5 times. No.
Yeah,
So if you, the first 4 words, 5, the staff has 10 charges.
yeah.
And then if you look at the spells it can cast,
Right, so it costs...
1 charge per spell level for cure wounds. So you could do it
So-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lesser restoration is 2 charges. Mass cure would cost you 5 charges.
Right, so I've used 4 charges.
So you've got 9 left. You've got 6 left.
Right, okay.
The upside down 9. Great math.
That's a bit mean that the better at magic I get, the more it costs me to do magic with this stuff, but okay.
It's not you though, is it? It's the staff. Whoever created the staff, it's their level of magic, not yours. So you could get more power. If you made a staff of healing when you were like
Right.
level 20, your staff of healing would be more powerful than this one.
Come on, Okarian.
Oh, it's not his. It's just a gift.
No, I'm looking at how we're doing. I think I am.
Could do like a second level, like cure wounds or something, and just use 2 charges.
Oh yeah.
I will say Zeren doesn't look like she's flagging or about to hit the deck. She's took a bit of a beating in the fight. Like,
I was going to say, because the last time it was described, she
failed,
was practically on her knees.
So she's failed both of her saves in the area of effect spells. However, she was given healing potions.
She hasn't drunk them though, has she?
She's taken a healing potion. She hasn't taken the resistance potion.
No,
Necrotic
she'd be
resistance.
too handy to do that.
She was too busy capturing the soul of her long lost friend.
Right. In that case, I am going to hang on to that for when we are all inevitably nearly dead. And is that gonna...
Have you put the oven?
Right, because Kess is hasted and he will get either a bonus or advantage to a dex saving throw, I am going to cast Earth Tremor.
Okay.
Which is one of my first level spells, so cross that off. So, I cause a tremor in the ground within range. Each creature other than me must make a dexterity saving throw. This is a 10-foot radius. On a failed save, a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning and is knocked prone. If the ground in that area is loose, earth or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared. So
where are you centering it to not hit your friends?
No, it centers on yourself with a 10-foot radius.
So you get Zerin, Watercrow, the Gargoyle, and Kess, I think. Where are you? There, 5, 10. So yeah, you get everybody.
Yep, I have forgotten about Zerin, but haste gives you...
That's fine.
That's fine. So you do the Earth Tremor.
Yeah.
This spongy, teal-coloured grass and that peachy sponge of the ground beneath you kind of just wobbles and puts everyone on the thing. The Gargoyle fails miserably. Zerin, what's your DC?
18.
18. Plus... Cool. Zerin succeeds. Xandria's in Blink World. Watercrow succeeds. Kess, you got an 18 to beat.
Yeah, I got a 19 and then I've got my stupid pluses to that.
Cool.
Like,
so is it half damage on a fail or no damage?
It doesn't say. It just says if on a failed save a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning.
Yeah. So
and then it talks about difficult terrain.
Is it a cantrip?
No, it's a level 1.
Earth Tremor. 5. Let's have a look. Cause a tremor in the ground. Each creature other than you in the area must dex save. Fails if creature takes. If ground in that area is loose earth or stone, it becomes difficult. Each portion has to blah blah. So they take no damage, but it does become difficult terrain.
Okay. Oh, is it loose stone?
It is reacting It's reacting to the earth tremor. You don't see stones shift or anything, but it does react to the earth tremor. So
I was kind of hoping that I'd do even just one little damage to him, so he'd get my 9 radiant points. But win some, lose some.
Yeah, I don't know if.
I mean, you launched the gargoyle into the stratosphere, probably. So.
Yeah, you need to roll a d6 damage because it failed miserably.
Oh.
That is the greatest rough terrain I've ever done in my life.
Glorious.
So it will take 3 bludgeoning damage plus 9 radiant.
It will go away. As you bash and call forth the tremors of earth for your druidic magics, there's a rumble. The peach, it's like fleshy ground with the teal grass kind of just moves like a very hyperactive waterbed. It's a sentence I never thought I'd use to describe D&D, but they all managed to stay standing, but the gargoyle creature is obliterated. Do you have anything else, Ruby? Osri, you're next.
No, that was an action.
Cool.
So I'm going to leave it there.
Lovely. Osra.
Okay, she's going to swing her hand across and bring in her spiritual weapon as her bonus action.
Okay.
Where's my dice? That's a 17 to hit.
17 just misses.
Dang. I've also remembered from the end of last week I'd cast Vampiric Touch, which is a concentration spell. I need to roll a con save for that last bit of damage I took.
Okay. So does Vampiric Touch stay on him then?
It's a concentration spell, and it once I've cast it successfully, it just lasts.
Oh, okay. It's like Witch Bolt, it's kind of linked to him.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, I'll put that over there.
Yeah, that says 16 on the dice for con save.
Ah, you're fine, you're fine.
Cool. So do I need to roll again to hit him, or can I just hit him?
Let's have a look. What is it? Vampiric Touch?
Until the spell ends, you can make the attack again on each of your turns as an action.
So you can just keep draining him if you wish.
Cool. I will drain him again then. Roll 46 of necrotic damage.
Nice.
Ooh, 6s, yeah. 19 points of necrotic damage.
So you do have to attack him each turn. Until the spell ends, you make the attack again on each of your turns.
I thought it just lasted.
So
once you cast it once.
You can make the attack again, it says.
Okay.
So I'd assume you'd attack. Whereas Witch Bolt
It's
states...
a bit like spiritual weapon,
Yeah.
Witch Bolt states that you don't need to attack. So yeah, so if you attack again, which should be far easier as your...
That's a 17 on the dice, 26.
17 on the dice, right, cool, yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
So you get to do your...
that was 9. Sorry, that was 19 I rolled necrotic damage for him. And she will take back half of that, which is 9.
You said 19?
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah. So she'll drain him of his life essence again.
It's necrotic damage, isn't it? Spiritual weapons force. That's what I was getting confused on. Cool. So that's your action, bonus action. Do you move around?
I will stay where I am to continue with the flanking.
Ah, yes. Water crew. Looks at Zarin. So you think taking his soul will save him? And then looks at Zarin, and their eyes glow blood red. And they cast. Da-da-da-da. Nobody knows. We'll cast Magic Missile. That's Zarin. Just, where's my D4? 3 arcane missiles of energy just flow out from somewhere in Watercross vicinity and slam into Zarin. 4, 7, 8, 9. She takes 9 points of force damage. That's their action. And then as a bonus action, they will reach out and just... Their palm will face the skull with the lightning around it, the giant skull with these huge fangs. And it will turn its head towards you. And its mouth will open wide. And you see nothing beyond it as you're looking through the skull of a mouth. Kesvion, Ruby, and Zarin. But that's all they do. And they just stay there. Owlbearer's turn. Owlbearer will do what Owlbearer does. Slam into the demon. Oh, with advantage, because of baby. Oh, fuck for the advantage. 18. Right, which I believe is bang on. 18, yes. Great sword to the rescue. Go on. A second strike with advantage. Oh, that's it. Oh, cool. Nope, not the bear. Bish. Owlbearer stands there, looks across at Ozra, sees the magical weapon, sees the bear appear on the other side, raises one eyebrow to Ozra at the bear appearing. So I don't believe Owlbearer's ever seen the Kalain form. And just slams in with their great sword into this demon. Doesn't use their bonus action. Solomon will reach out a hand towards the bear, seeing the small trickle of blood, and heal you for 11 points.
Oh,
Sapphire.
awesome. Thank you.
As a grey light emanates from Owlbearer. Zerin's turn. Zerin. Go on, Zerin. Where's your magic? Zerin. Zerin is going to... Oh, there's so much shit going on. Zerin is going to come over here. 10, 15, 20, 25. There, over here. Look at Ruby and Kess. Summon a ball of fire in their hand. Look across to you. You can see the tears rolling down her cheeks. She's holding the orb in her left hand that contains the soul of Sahar. And the fireball shrinks to a dot. And she just unleashes it towards Watercrow. Hey! Go on, Zerin! That's a D8. 16. Whew. 22. 26 points of fire damage. Nice. As a firebolt slams into Watercrow. Half their face ignites, and you see the flesh melt, and then it reform again. Oi! Solomon's turn, back in the material realm. Where is Solomon? How's Solomon gonna get an advantage with you lot then? Albeit, I don't want to open my emails, so let's get rid of you. Solomon. Solomon will fuck it. Solomon can't really do a lot there, so he'll manoeuvre himself over here, and he too will cast Firebolt in the same way that his life partner did, with a fucking nat 20.
Yeah.
Let's go, Dad.
Yeah, daddy. I wish I'd cast a bigger spell.
Then you wouldn't have made it if you cast a bigger spell.
Yeah,
Oh god, yeah.
not as powerful. 17. Oh, 25. Shit.
Becky's our stat.
Solomon
Get him,
does
Solomon.
50 points of damage.
Fuck yes.
Let's go, Dad.
Oh, the 25 on the
Big
firebolt.
Solly.
Big Solly. That's amazing. But the demon is, resistant to such damage. But Jesus. Solomon kind of looks at his finger, looks at the demon, looks back at his finger, just looks at you lot and just shrugs their shoulders.
Shrugs, like, yeah.
That's one of those. I'll take it.
Action, bonus action. We'll reach out towards you, Ari, and you feel just that you kind of like get tugged towards Solomon, maybe a foot, and then ready yourself as you feel some sort of weight just pulled from you. And that's all you know what Solomon did. Sahas turn. Ari, we're back round to you, Ari.
Solomon tried to pull me towards him.
They reached out towards you, and whatever spell they cast kind of made you lurch forward ever so slightly, and you felt like something, like a weight, like say a heavy button had been pulled off your jacket, and it kind of did that tug, but you feel lighter.
Huh, okay, yeah, I get what you did, but he won't, because he's stupid. Right. How? Six. gonna move up a little bit to. I don't know if I can actually. Sorry, I had an idea and that kind of changed things. So now I'm like, how do? Gonna move up to Albera, I think. And he's gonna cast Bane on Mr. Order of the Pale Paladin.
Thank you, Kestra.
Yes.
You got another reroll.
Thank you, Kestra.
You're trying to bait him.
Thank you.
What save is that? Charisma?
Good question.
Is it
Charisma.
On the paladin.
On the paladin.
23.
That'll be a no.
That'll be a no.
I mean, if it lands,
worth a try.
if it lands, it's brutal. But yeah,
I mean, he's also never tried this before. Just saying.
it's good. It's one of them
So,
spells.
you know.
If it pays off, it's a great reward. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
good call.
You could have fucked the roll. You never know.
So you reach out.
Yeah.
So when you say Harry's never done this before, is it because Harry's never had the opportunity to cast it, or is this Harry reacting and being surprised that the Bane spell just erupted from Harry?
Pretty much, yeah. He's gonna be like, okay, cool.
Fuck you and the horse you
So
rode
there's-
in on.
I'll-
Oh, that did a magic.
So Owlbear and Osra will notice it as Solomon when Harry runs down there and just essentially does some element of a battle cry ready to get involved with the demon, but a guttural draconic roar comes out of Harry's mouth, and you see the demon kind of reel against it and then shake it off. Whatever spell Harry cast, you see the look of surprise in Harry's face and the relief beyond the helmet that it didn't land when the paladin shook it off. But Harry looks just as surprised as anyone in the room that he just roared draconic at a demon.
Interesting.
So you got
and
your
then
bonus?
Bonus gonna give Albera bardic inspiration.
Ooh,
Hey.
they should do like a little music note on here. I don't really know. We'll go with blue.
So again, he'll probably like kind of speak draconic, but not realize he's actually doing it.
Yep. So that's Harry's turn. Kesfions, Andrea, you're next.
You'll never guess what I'm gonna try
You're
and do.
gonna run away and drink a healing potion?
Have we met?
Sure.
So that is a 25 to hit.
That just is. Plus 5.
So that is 6 of slashing.
Yep.
We are 5 of radiant. I'm gonna spend one of my superiority dice to add 6 points. So I'm presuming it would be slashing.
Yeah, it's your blade. Yeah.
Yep. To that, and ditch him off that way. We're gonna go for that is 23 to hit.
Yep.
Sticking with dominant hands, we have 6 points of slashing with 6 points of radiant.
Yep. Your 2 slashes cut through the arcane shield.
That's not in my dice tray, but it was Why are you trying to work this? It's one less than that one. It's a 22.
Your 22 hits.
Woo! That is 10 slashing, 6 radiant. So we've done 1, 2,
You got one more.
3.
On your attacks, and then your
Yeah.
bonus if you want.
That is a 21. 21. Did
21
that all
hits.
by myself. Look at me knowing math. We are a 10 slashing, and we are 4 points of radiant.
10 slashing, 4 points of radiant.
going to go for one on the necrotic. 19 plus. So that is 27.
27 hits.
And that is slashing. We are looking at 8, and we are 3 points of necrotic.
So no necrotic takes place, but as the energy
Cool.
hits Watercrow, the undead gargoyle creatures appear. Watercrow does not look well.
Movement wise, since that thing has taken a turn to possibly firing its laser cannon face, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Oh, 40. Might as well go the whole hog.
So
Set as in less of a this is the murder line.
12 seconds. And you don't provoke them. Cool.
Nope.
Cool. Need to check or something. Right. Okay. That's Kess. Zandria.
Hello. Put me back in.
Put me back
Put
in.
me in!
Put
Put
me
me
back
in!
in.
Oh no!
Put me in, coach.
Don't bench me again.
Yeah.
I'm going to attack Watercrow.
Cool.
That is 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Child. 13 points of slashing and 6 points of fire.
Cool.
Second attack. What is that? 17 plus 6.
Slam.
Big number. No math. That is... What's that? 12 points of slashing and 7 points of fire. And then I shall fade from existence.
Did you succeed?
19. Fades from existence.
Cool. Bam. Sandra's turn. Sapphire.
Okay, so Sapphire's going to do his first of his 3 attacks with a claw, and that is a 17.
17 just misses.
Damn. Okay, and then it's a tail with an 18.
That's bang on.
Yes. Okay. What's that one? 2d6 plus 4.
It's more a tail of attack, so you have the stat for it rather than your actual little tufty bear tail. I mean, feel free to full on, you know.
Yeah, I
butt
imagine
smack
it more as
the
a
demon,
bite.
But yeah.
A sort of wiggle butt.
Yeah. I mean, if the
That
bear sits on you,
is
yeah, I mean,
4 plus 6. That's 10 points of damage.
Cool.
And then he's going to shift around slightly because he doesn't want to hit Ozra with this.
Oh.
And he is going to open his mouth, and like
Open his breath.
a white light's going to start coming from his mouth. Then a big burst of 15-foot cone of radiant energy
15
is going to
foot
fly.
It's
Yeah.
going to hit Ozra if
Damn.
you do it from there.
Carry on. Do it. Just do it.
I could come around. I suppose I could come around like here-ish and aim it away. Is that going to hit
If
Aaron?
you do it that way, where's that? You're here. So you'd do it from there. Oh yeah, so you'd miss everyone.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Because
Holy
just
shit.
because of size, you'd hit the top right-hand corner essentially of the demon token.
20, 32, 42, 51. But he does get to roll a dex to half it.
18 on the dex.
18 makes it.
So it's
51 half, so 25 radiant.
And half again because he resistant. 20.
And I'll cheekily use the last of my movement to go back.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Right, it's its turn. Well, seems you have tricks. Ozra, it's a nat 20.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's
Oh,
not.
you great
Cleric!
cleric.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's it called? Sentinel at death's door. It's not a natural 20.
Oh, we're getting a raid.
Ozra's literally like, we're getting a raid.
Yeah.
Yay.
Explore the Beyond, just reading with a party of 9.
Explore
Hey.
the
Thank you,
beyond.
Explore the Beyond.
Thank you for the raid. We decided to have 2 maps up and have fights across Dream Realms and Summertime. It's brilliant. Stick around. So,
So Ozra holds a hand out and blood starts bleeding from this paladin's eyes. She's like, no, you don't.
as the swing comes round, that demon is convinced they've hit true until Ozra bleeds their eyes. So it's just a normal attack. I hate you.
Brave cleric!
Denied.
Oh, 22. You take 27 points of slashing damage.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't natural 20 that.
Yeah, it was. I was like, ooh!
That would have been bad.
There goes the cleric, guys.
Second strike focuses on you again, Ozra, for your magics. That's an unnatural 20. No, it's
Okay.
not. It's a 19, sorry. Does that hit you? Are you not?
Sorry, hang on.
19 is the
yes,
total.
Yes, it does. Yes.
So I know you're in chunky stuff with shield. 12, 13. You take 18 points of slashing damage as the second strike slams into you. And because it did that, it will activate its war magic
Damn it.
Oh no.
Oh,
and
no, it
cast.
No thanks.
No
Not today.
doesn't. No.
Didn't order any.
And it'll cast Fireball.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Shit.
And it'll cast it over here. So it can... what am I going to miss there? Oh, I can't get all 4 of you. Yeah, but because it's a circle,
He doesn't want to get himself.
not with his hit points.
Coward.
Oh, he can't get... It's either miss you or miss... Can he get... If I drop it there... Right, Ozra, you miss it this time. But Owlbearer, Ari, and Solomon all have to do a dex save. As the second swing goes into Ozra, the war magic erupts from the demon and a fireball just explodes over here and catches Solomon, Ari, and Owlbearer. So, Ari, you do your dex save. Remember, I think you've got evasion, so if you succeed,
I have,
you
yeah,
take,
that's what I was
you
just
take
looking
no
at.
damage.
I was
If you
like,
succeed,
Thank
it's
you,
no
Ozra.
damage.
Orchestra.
Owlbearer fails.
Oh, not Owlbearer.
Solomon fails. What did you get?
No,
Ori?
Dad.
I got an 18.
You succeed.
Okay.
So,
No, this is going to be rough.
Dad.
oh shit! I didn't. Oh my god!
Don't like it. I don't like any of this.
Alright, give me a long rest. And I could do a reincarnation.
Bring Dad back to the party.
So, Ari, you take no damage because you're a rogue. Owlbearer takes 29 fire damage.
Ouch.
Solomon takes 29 fire damage. Ari, you take nothing as you somehow Neo as the flames go roaring over you and slam into. So you literally bend over so far, you see. Excuse me. You see Solomon sneezing during the flame, and they are engulfed in flame. Both Owlbearer. It just misses Ozra, and the third attack of the demon. Oh, this is a beautiful. I've created a monster. We'll attack the bear.
No.
Oh. Not the bear.
That's a 22. There's a 14.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I'll do it.
You take 9. Oh, no, just 1. 12. You take 17 points of slashing damage. And it's hasted, so guess what's coming at you, kids? Owlbearer.
Jesus.
I missed Owlbearer. That's shocking. Bear.
Bring it.
I rolled a 2. And on the third attack, back round to Ozra as it wipes the blood from its eyes.
It's not a happy chappy, is it?
I just rolled a 6, a 2, and a 5.
Oh.
So its hasted attack just waves its spear in the air. Woo!
Yeah, he's got something in his eye.
Yeah, no, I'm blind. I can't see. Brilliant. That's it.
Love it. Love it.
Ruby! I've gone to
Right.
the same map. Let's go back to it. There we go.
So, noting that our friend the Coot is starting to look a bit sorry for himself, I'm going back to our old favourite, the Shillelagh.
Cool.
And I'm gonna take one of these dice, and I'm gonna roll. Ooh, that's 18. And I'm gonna add +7, which is 23 to hit.
23 hits.
And which one is the 8? Is that an 8? That's an 8. He will take 10 magic damage and 9 radiant. As again, no finesse, no fooling around. Ruby just takes the heavy stick she's holding and slams it down on the top of his head.
So your 19 is reduced to 9. And Watercrow has 7 hit points left.
That's beautiful.
That's the
love
best
that.
way to take somebody out.
So,
Just this angry druid just goes bonk stick.
You can take the girl out of tower, but you can't take the tower out of the girl.
so Ruby, this
Yeah?
isn't a how do you want to dispatch this creature moment for reasons.
Oh.
Okay,
Your
no.
Shillelagh comes slamming into Watercrow, and the hit, it's almost slow motion as Watercrow reels over the slamming of the Shillelagh to the torso, belches up blood and thick rainbow oiled black ichor onto the floor, and just drops to the floor and is looking up at you in a very, very weakened state. You're a druid. You've been around this. This creature is last breath about to die. However, with the skull facing them, there is a sucking motion from the skull's mouth as it had turned to face you the last turn, and you see Watercrow just start to disintegrate and bits of their flesh fall off and start being particles in the air as the skull sucks in the remaining essence of Watercrow.
Oh no.
So bad.
And in their place,
There's a giant skeleton. Cthulhu.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Fuck's sake.
Cthulhu.
welcome to the dream realm, kids. As a creature with a fleshy bulbous head and spine tentacles falling from its face, arms out in a zombie-like fashion to sort of look towards you. Glowing purple lightning orbs appear in the giant skull's eyes and mimic the purple orbs that you see in this squid-faced creature. What do you do with the rest of your turn?
So I took an action. Let's just hastily see if I've got any sort of spell that's a bonus action, because I didn't cast a spell.
So, who let AD see anything from Dark Souls? Because
AD let AD see Dark
Who
Souls.
let AD read any Lovecraft?
I've never read any Lovecraft.
Please don't.
Right,
Don't
get-
need you getting
Good
more
ideas.
ideas.
So what are you doing,
Got it.
Rubs? What are you doing, Rubs?
Here, we've got a
Um,
DM a Cthulhu game for AD.
Ruby is actually just going to start moving backwards. That's the twitch, not the roll 20. Ruby is going to start moving backwards.
So
Sort
as you
of
move
this
away,
way, away from him.
as you
I
move,
can go about 30 feet. Where's that?
you're going to
Next
give it a
to
go.
cast.
You're also walking through rough terrain that you create.
Alright, slower then, so it'll be about
But
half
they
of
get
it.
an attack of opportunity as you move away.
yeah.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
16. What's your AC?
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. You are grappled.
Oh.
as the spiny tentacles pull and tear at your face and hold you in place.
Oh no.
And you take 3 points of piercing damage, and you are currently grappled in this creature's tentacle mouth.
There's a lot going on in Ruby's brain right now, which
There is.
Maybe not for long.
be relevant. It's story relevant, but it's not happening out loud, and it's not my turn anymore. So.
Ozra, you're up.
3, did you say? Sorry.
Just 3, yes.
Okay. How rough is this? How rough is this guy looking?
On a scale of 1 to Lords, not long left.
Okay.
Can't wait to see what yours turns
they've
into.
taken an absolute whooping.
Yeah.
You've faced many warrior-esque creatures in many forms, undead, demonic, bandits. They look like they're in their almost second or third wind of a battle. They're in full survival mode fighting, so that would tell you that they're not wanting to reach the end. But they do hold a confidence about them.
Okay. I need to roll 2 con saves for that dead load of damage I took.
Okay.
Oh no, that's real bad. Vampiric Touch is gone.
Okay.
Right then. She will look over at her spiritual weapon and say, "Just get on with it."
You see the vulture scythe just slam into the demon.
Come on. Oh, 18 on the dice, so 27.
18 hits. Oh well, 27 hits.
Okay, so that is 11 points of force damage.
Force damage. Oh, don't like force damage. Your vulture feathered scythe phase slashes through the demonic creature. They reel in pain this time and kind of. I'm taking you with me, cleric.
Interesting that you would say so. Right. Oh, come on, please hit. She's gonna try and hit it with her mace.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if this hits first. Come on. 14. That's dirty 20 to hit.
You hit,
Okay. So it's a mace of disruption.
which is really good against undead.
Yeah, and it's a fiendish creature, isn't it? So
It
it'll
is,
take
yeah.
an extra 2d6 of radiant damage. I don't know if the target has 25 hit points or fewer after taking this damage. It must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw,
Or die.
or be destroyed.
Jesus. Why did I give you that? I made a boo-boo.
Uh-oh. So
When
that
you hit a
is...
fiend, I thought it was just undead. Well, what
It's a fiend.
woolly.
So sorry, that's
Sorry.
5 points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of radiant damage.
That
And
is-
it needs to succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
So, if the target has 25 points or fewer
Yep.
after taking the damage, before it takes the damage, it's on 24.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
So, what did you roll on your damage, sorry?
It was 5 bludgeoning and 5 radiant.
It does resist them because it's me that made it.
Okay.
However, it does have to do a DC
Yeah,
15.
DC 15 Wisdom saving
Wisdom.
throw. Come on.
Now, you want to get them rerolls in, mate? Just gonna have a look at something, just to delay it a little bit. It's a shit game anyway.
Love it.
It's
So-
just,
Ozra, you're unwelcome on this show after this. Your Mace of Disruption comes screeching towards the Fiend. The Fiend recognises the weapon and there's fear, true fear, in this demonic paladin's eyes. How do you wish to dispatch this monster?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay. She'll look over at Owlbearer and they'll sort of exchange a knowing glance between them. and I guess he'll sort of drop to one knee. She'll run backwards, run towards the creature, sort of vault off Owlbearer's back, and slam the mace down into its skull. All the while screaming, "Go back to the infernal pit from whence you came."
All right, anime.
Yes.
Ozra's middle name. So as you see this, Ari, I don't know why I'm saying Solomon. Solomon, as you see this with Ari and Bear, Sapphire, you see Ozra all of a sudden appear above, from your angle on the other side, Sapphire, above this demon. And as she comes down, there is light, both black, grey, and pure white, just streaming off the mace as the speed of it comes slamming down into the demonic entity, and the one-liner, as ever, from Ozra. And this demon just eviscerates into mist and divine energy as it is indeed returned to the pits of whence it came. As you do that, Ozra, and you land, superhero landing, Tony Stark next to you, you look around, and the orbs all drop to the floor and lose their light, and just roll there as these giant 5 foot by 5 foot glass marble spheres with a very light static energy in them. That's your action.
Yeah, that's me. She's sort of a little panting a little bit. She's looking a little bit rough.
Cool. Are you doing anything else?
No, I've done everything I can do.
Cool.
It was a fair bet to be.
I know. Yeah.
You know, just a little.
I've done enough.
I've done enough. My time here is done. So, in the dream realm, the creature, Ruby, you notice it because no one else is about. You notice it more as its spines are piercing into your head. It kind of jerks back, pulling you with it, as if it's been struck in pain. Gets real angry. There is a bestial intelligence to this creature, not one of intellect. Not that, you know, anyone in this game, from DM down to player, all dump-started our intelligence. So, you get that it is a bestial creature from your druidic knowledge. However, whilst it's got you grappled in these tentacles, they try to reach deeper and deeper into your head, and you can feel them touching something, maybe your soul, something within you. Do not like this invasion. As it. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
I can attempt to do so, yes. Oh, thank Christ, that's an 18 on the dice. My con is not too bad. That's a dirty 20, please and thank you.
Cool, you don't die. So, you just take damage instead. Well played, Ruby.
Knew it was.
Welcome to Colossus. So, you take... Ooh, let me get... 17, 19, 28. You take 33 points of psychic damage. You are still grappled, and they are a good inch and a half in your head of these spine tentacles. Then it will bonus action. Do nothing.
Can it hear my thoughts while it's doing that?
Your thoughts right now are screaming in agony.
Okay.
This is not a casual, you know, oh, you've got
No, I
your,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
Owlbearer.
Just on the subject of prayer.
Owlbearer will stand up, gesture to you, Ozra. You're heavier than you look.
Just back, rude.
Owlbearer laughs silently, looks around for any more danger, and doesn't see any, but remains in a defensive stance, and will hold their action in case there is violence towards you. Zerin, however, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, will dash all the way over to here and pop her potion. Solomon will do the same in the material realm. We'll look around and hold guard and action in case anything happens. Poor Sahar. Harry, it's your turn. You've just seen Ozra leap through the air and evaporate this demonic entity. Glowing mace, divine energy flying off it because of the speed the mace were coming down. Science and magic is one and the same. Jester, what do you do? At the minute, you still feel the energy of combat, but you're looking around and there's nothing immediately in your vicinity that looks dangerous. You could wander, you could perceive. What would you wish to do?
I was gonna hold a rapier attack in case something threatens, I guess. Like, you have to be really specific, don't you?
You just need a trigger. So it can be quite broad, so it can be if something attacks the party and it's in range, you'll stab it. That's a valid trigger. If something comes right up to you, you can stab it.
No, I think if something is attacking him or his allies, and it's in range, he'll go stab.
Good.
Yeah.
Kesfion, your turn. As your mother came running up to you, she's holding this glass orb, which you saw her collect the soul of Sahar. She looks back at the creature that's currently got Ruby. We need Ruby and we need to leave. I don't have the power to fight whatever that is.
Cool. Am I good to...
It is now your turn, Kesfion.
Fab. I'm gonna run in and basically aim his attacks to try and like sever what it is that's kind of grappling, as opposed to kind of going for whatever kind of he can kind of cut into. He's like aiming to try and sever these kind of tentacles that are grasping.
Cold shots are a bit floofy in 5th ed, so if you do enough damage, it'll release the grapple.
Rightio. So that is 26 to hit.
Yep, that hits. That's your first attack.
We are on the last ones of the cool damage. So we are looking at 8 slashing, 6 radiant, and an 8 on the superiority. So that would be 16 slashing and 6 radiant.
Yeah, cool. Oh, 6 radiant. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. There is no resistance to the damage you pump into this. The radiant light around the wooden blade passes into the creature as effectively as anything else you've hit.
Yeah.
There's no auto resistant to your blade either.
Cool. We are looking at... Sorry, close the calculator like an idiot.
An idiot!
We are 24 to hit.
24 hits.
That is not quite as good. That is a 6 of slashing plus 2 radiant.
So 8. What are you doing next?
We are just keeping going until we're getting
another 2.
Ruby off of this. So we are looking at 23.
That hits.
That's a little bit better. That is 9 slashing, 5 radiant. One more. Possibly not on this one. That is a 19.
19 hits.
19 hits. That is 9 of slashing, 3 of radiant.
As you just blend in with your radiant sword, just hacking away, holding the offhand blade ready, you get into your like start of your fourth strike as it slashes through the face of this creature, and it does indeed release Ruby as you breach the damage mark you needed to by 6.
Ruby,
you fall to the floor. The screaming and pain in your mind immediately goes. It's still obviously sore because of what's just happened, but you now have your bearings about you again. You see Kestriel next to you and a creature in front of you. Are you offhanding?
So he's not gonna offhand. I know he can assist her in this because that's my actions all gone.
Yep.
But he is gonna move around and kind of like take a hold of the back of her, so as to like in his next time round, the idea is going to be to help her.
Okay, so
get towards.
What you'll be able to do is Ruby will ignore the rough terrain she's in.
Okay.
Yep. Zandria, you're up. Sapphire, you're next. I'll bring you back in.
I'm back in.
Go.
So immediately, as Andrea blinks back in, she blinks back in here, and kind of like looks at this thing as if to, like, this wasn't what I was fighting. Sees Ruby kind of like on the floor looking a bit shit, looks at Kess, and doesn't quite know what the fuck to do.
I mean, Kess and Ruby are in that half, like almost
ready
paused
to
motion.
leave.
They're Kess is pulling. It's obviously happening very fast.
Yeah.
So you can definitely see that Kess is pulling Ruby away, and you see lots of wounds on Ruby's forehead and blood matted in her already very matted hair.
Yeah. So Zandria is going to do a retreat, which obviously will give you a attack of opportunity.
You see your mother over here.
Yeah. Let me just check something. Just looking to check something. Okay, no, that's fine. So it's half because it's difficult terrain, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So that will put
So
me...
your first square is 10 feet, and then and that's all you need to worry about.
Oh, my first square is 10 feet.
Yeah, instead of 5.
So if we say that's 10.
So you can move 5 squares instead of 6.
Yeah.
That's such an easier way of thinking about it.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah, you have an attack of opportunity anyway, don't you?
I do, and I'm no longer grappling Ruby, so I will attempt to grapple Zandria. That one. So you run away. The tentacles whip out past Ruby and extend to try and grab you, and you feel them hit the helmet and the pauldron on your shoulder, but they just kind of ting off it. Slide it, and you get away. Are you doing anything else? Are you blinking? You can't avoid it, can you, unless you drop the spell?
No, I can stop, I do believe. Let me just
I think you have to stop the spell. Otherwise
that's what I mean. Let me just double check. Yeah, I can dismiss the spell as an action. So as my action, I will dismiss the spell to... Actually, no, do you know what? I won't. I will continue... No, I will. I'll use my action to dismiss it.
Okay. I was like, this is going to get a bit testy.
Yeah, no, I'll dismiss
Where's everybody gone?
Yeah. No, I'll dismiss it as my action.
Sapphire, your lovely self, what are you doing?
Sapphire's going to have a quick look around to see if there's anyone around.
Give me a perception check.
Oh. Ooh, 25.
Cool. You notice no one coming in here. You see the corpse of Darklings out over here, but you notice that all 4 of... Oh, yeah, just checking. All 4 of these orbs start moving like they're rolling on something. They don't light up, but they kind of roll. Start making movement.
Oh, god damn it. The idea of a giant bear playing with a glass ball is too cute. I'm gonna move over to this one and try and smash it.
You take a point of static electricity as it hits you with lightning. So now attack it.
Okay. 19.
It makes no effort to get out of your way. You land your paw. Paw.
Okay.
So do your damage.
that was real bad. That is 8 points of damage.
So you scratch across the surface of this, what appears to be a glass sphere, and there is a very momentary scratch mark through it, and it kind of just fades away as you don't do a lot of damage to it. But you take 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Cool.
It's just going to try and move, like, get between it and the big scary looking altar thing that has 5 circular shapes on it.
Cool.
Just trying to hold it back, basically. That'll be my turn.
Cool. It's Demon's turn, but, I hate you, Ozra. So, Ruby.
Look, just because she remembers how to use our magic things and none of the rest of us do, that's not her fault.
I need to remember how those magic things work. Ruby, it's your turn. It's clear what's happening. Cassie's clearly pulling you away. It's released you. You see whip out at Xandria, who you can see is stood with Zerin, still holding this soul orb of Sahar. Before you was a very large tentacly creature and an undead gargoyle.
So Ruby basically uses Kess to drag herself upright in that I ain't hear no bell way. But starts to basically try to drag Kess away from it too. And she's still basically blinking blood out of her eyes and just muttering and mumbling under her breath, and that mix of halfling druidic Sylvan that she uses when she's distressed, or she's too distressed to keep to one language, but all Caspian will be able to make out other words, Okarian and help.
Okay. So what I'll say is you have all your movement, you're not in difficult terrain because Cass is going to pull you out of it.
Yeah.
So cool. I love the description, but mechanically, what you're doing with Ruby? It's gravy time. Cheers, Peter.
Yeah, I want to move. Ruby would like to not be near the tentacle man anymore.
So are you
Ruby
going to move down to Xandria and Zerin?
Yes, Ruby would like to move away.
Cool. Do you want to push Caspian further away on your way past? You can use your action to shove somebody.
Anything that Ruby is able to do to either make the point to Kess, run away from that, or to actually put distance between.
So as
Kess
pulls you back and you use that leverage to go forward, Kess goes back another 5 feet as you run down to Zerin and Xandria.
Yeah.
Cool. You do have a bonus if you wish to do anything with it.
No.
Cool.
I don't think I've got anything at the moment.
Ozra.
She's going to try and get a bead on what these orbs are, or whether she's seen anything like it before, or whether it's going to be detrimental to destroy them, if that's just going to make things 10 times worse.
Give me an Arcana or Religion. We'll get you different results. So you roll one and tell me what you want to do.
Well, I've got +7 for both. Let's go Arcana.
Ooh,
21!
Intelligence. Look at that.
Someone had to take the brain cell.
It sure as fuck wasn't.
That's why we get Ozra a guest now and then. Just
21 Arcana.
21 Arcana.
Triples the average IQ of the party.
Blatantly obvious, they are components in this ritual teleportation, whatever circle that you're stood on right now. It looks like a summoning circle. And those orbs, you believe, are going to roll themselves onto 4 of those almost like indentations, and that the 5th one would be whatever is summoned will appear there.
Right, okay. And does she get an idea that
destroying them is possible, usually with arcane components such as these. They're usually filled with arcane magic, hence the lightning within them, and breaking them will release that. It can either be tickly or devastating.
Ooh, okay. She will stay back then and direct a sacred flame at the green one.
Okay.
Keep some distance on this.
Is it an attack or a...
Oh, it's a dex save. Yeah. How dexterous is this ball?
On a 4? Not at all.
Not at all. Great. That's 2d8 plus 4. That's 7. 11 points of radiant damage.
Cool. As you hit it for 11 points of radiant damage, you take 5 points of radiant damage.
Oof.
And the energy goes and sucks into the sphere. But it does. You do the green lightning within kind of mixes badly with the radiant light, like it's not fond of it, or doesn't mix well.
I don't know if the spiritual weapon can move that far.
20 feet.
Yeah, I don't think it can quite reach.
5, 10, 15, 20. It could get there.
Is that in range?
Yeah, it's 5.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
She'll spiritual
5,
weapon
10, 15,
attack it then
20,
as a bonus action.
Pop it.
Cool.
Bop it.
Pop it.
22 to hit.
22 hits. How much damage do you do?
Ooh, an 8 on the dice, so 12 points of force damage.
The vulture-feathered scepter turns to black glass, hovers in the air, hits the floor and shatters into a million pieces.
Oh my god.
Shit.
And there is an element of, again, that aggressive sort of chemical reaction within this arcane orb. Is that your turn? Do you want to move? Are you staying there? What are you doing?
I'll stay where I am and say, maybe don't get close to those.
Cool. Back in the dream realm. This creature,
Can get wrecked.
if you stay long enough, if you this creature will lash out at the gargoyle and consume it.
Nom, nom, nom.
Nom, nom, nom.
And then in a very ape-like sort of manner will drop to its fist and climb up onto the skull and just be like looking out at you lot, but it doesn't pursue. Owlbearer. Owlbearer will move over there and hold his action. Zerin. Quick, children, follow me.
Already with you.
She starts casting a spell, and this circle that she stood right next to, but the grid's in my way, lights up in the usual blue and gold light, matching what you normally see your mother dressed in instead of the greens of Solomon. Get in here, quick! Solomon, back in the material realm, looks at Owlbearer. Sounds a plan. Stands back off the circle, and I go to the same map again because why not? So, Harry, Kessen's Andrea, you're next.
Excuse me. Sneezing.
Harry's action.
That's
No,
my action.
sneezing is a
Yeah,
free
just
action.
to sneeze.
There's a new sticker. Sneezing is a free action.
I mean, yeah.
I think the original from our other campaign was it's a free action to cry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Yeah,
free
that
action
too.
too.
Yeah, that too. Rose not exactly good at range. I have no idea what to do. That's fine, isn't it?
Kind of thing you can throw at it. Make it go the other way.
Well, I guess I could throw him a dagger, but
You have seen that whenever Ozra and Sapphire has attacked them, they've been hurt.
yeah.
Sapphire did it in melee, Ozra did it at range. So you are aware attacking them will hurt you.
He'll definitely move out of the circle. Move away from there. Really have nothing, because yeah, we don't really do anything. Cool. Actually, what we'll do is move over to Ozra and hand her his potion.
Cool.
Hey.
You can give it to Ozra, as in hold it for her to drink as part of your action instead of waiting for Ozra to get around to it?
Yeah, that works. Uh-huh.
Are you using your action to do it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Might as well.
Ozra, you get the full effect of the potion.
Try and stop him saying, no, that's yours.
So if Ozra doesn't take the potion, then, Ari, you don't pour it all over the floor. But if Ozra lets you, you will get max healing from that potion.
How much does it give?
Ari?
It's greater, so 4d4 plus 4.
Which is
So
20.
32. No, that's a lie. That's 20, yeah. Kesfion and Xandria. Mother Zerin.
Just
So it's
Yeah.
Kes first. You've got loads of movement, haven't you?
Yeah, I was stupid.
You can dash.
Stupid amounts of movement. Yeah.
Right, so...
The dash I can probably do. I've still got haste, so.
Oh, more than... Xandria, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can get there. Bum, bum, bum,
Guess
bum.
Sugar Crash is going to be nasty.
As you run there, you disappear from this dream realm. You feel incredibly tired for a brief moment, and then it goes black. Ruby, what are you doing?
Yeet into the spell. No, once again, that is Twitch. That is the thing.
I've done it for you. I've done it for you. You run towards the light again. You feel incredibly tired, and it goes dark. Ozra, are you doing anything aggressive on your turn?
Why not? Let's see what happens. She's gonna try
Okay.
and use her mace to hit the ritual circle and try and break it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Probably real stupid, but
Can't wait till
Oops,
I
she's
take
handed
on
the brain cell.
Ozra to the
Mm.
to the temple.
She's handed the brain cell on again.
yeah, someone else has got to hold it for a minute.
So you're going to try and break.
Natural 20!
Okay, do you? Calm yourself.
Yeah, on something that can't run away.
Natural 20
Yeah.
on the floor.
Does this count as fiendish?
Don't ask, you don't get.
It's true.
No, because that's not what it's summoning.
Okay, is it a fiendish design?
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. So,
Has it got the letter F in it?
floor. Fiendish
yeah,
floor.
fair enough. I'll give you that.
5 points of bludgeoning damage then.
What, including the nat 20?
Wait, no. So 8 points of bludgeoning damage, sorry.
Okay, so you slam down onto the stone. It is a raised, almost like stone tablet that's on the floor, and you do chip a bit of the stone away, but you don't do enough damage to disturb the actual mechanics of the arcane structure.
Me with my 1 attack per action, I will move back then. Nope.
Nope.
You can't see it, but the creature just eyeballs Zerin. As Zerin then steps in to the portal.
Doing well better.
As it all goes black for Kesfion, Ruby, and Xandria, one of all the glass orbs rush in to the portal.
Oh no.
If you try a strength check, Sapphire, you will fail.
Okay.
This portal here, alright, Yogi. This portal here, it becomes a portal, and you see Kesfion, you see Xandria, you see Ruby, and you see Zerin, all just like stumble out of that. Oh, that's how my animation plays. And you are out of combat. And whilst we are out of combat, and before we interact, I need a piss. So, we're going to have a very, very quick, well, it's as quick as it can be, a 10-minute break. So please stick around. We'll be back. We'll find out this is the aftermath of what's just happened. So please stick around. I can't find Sin Escape to calm it down a little bit. So yeah, you survived the fight, kids. But before we discuss anything that's going on, we're going to have a quick break. During the break, folks, you will see an advert for GS Con. It's a con that's happening in the beginning of Manchester. In August.
The month of Manchester.
Go to August. It's in the beginning of Manchester. Do you fancy playing with Heavy as a DM? That's me. I'll be running a DnD5e one-shot at the GS Con in Manchester on the 6th and 7th of August. I think the slot's actually on the 6th. But we'll be there all weekend. Go to that website, you can sign up. If you are going buy a ticket, use Emrys10, which is the beautiful Zandria. She's sponsoring the con. She's amazing to watch her stream and play games and get angry at Apex. But yes, use her code, you get 10% off, and you'll see us there.
Woo!
Where, pray tell, is the beginning of Manchester? Yeah. Right, round a break. Back in a bit. Hello, we're back. Hopefully, where's my music from? There we go.
Waves have gone.
The waves have gone. So, as everybody appears, or at least everybody, Caspian, Ruby, Zandria, and Zerin appear through this portal as if they were summoned by the arcane tablet in front of you, and these glass spheres burst into life. There is a serenity around the place. Weird. And
No.
you can hear night birds, night insects, the magic of the smaller fae that don't really travel with the tribe but can be found by those that wander the dunes. It is peaceful. There is no blood dream, there is no tentacled creature, there is no giant fanged skull popping out of the ground, there is no demon standing 12, 13 feet tall, wielding a spear and covered in ash and paste. You are in what looks like the remains of a temple once dedicated to summer. But you are all there, all heavy breathing in some way, shape or another. Solomon looks at Zerin, looks at the soul orb, does a quick head count, and just embraces Zerin. And they both sob into each other's arms at the acknowledgement of a lost friend.
Zandria, for like a split second seeing this, is like confused until she sees her dad doing the head count, and then likewise she also does the head count, and then suddenly does realise that they are missing one.
Your father starts singing, and it is deep and sorrowful. Your mother looks around at you all. That was a sweeping capture. Zerin looks around at you all and her children. We need to leave this place. There is more to discuss. And she kind of holds the soul orb as tightly as she can, letting Solomon sing. Is it safe? Is it safe? And kind of looks back towards the entranceway where the snake is looking.
The snake is just a pressure trap. As long as we're careful returning, we should be okay.
Anyone know how to disable it just so we don't set it off by accident?
Yeah, can give it a go.
If you would, Larry, please.
We will equally have to be on guard for the slime creature that we first encountered on the way in.
The bear cocks its head to one side, looking very confused.
I can go around.
Owlbearer just walks up along Ozra, just gives her hand a squeeze, and then walks up front with Harry towards the snake, and just gestures Harry. I'll help.
Thanks, Owlbearer.
If it goes off, let it hit me. Pointing at their plate armour.
I've actually never disabled traps.
Oh, you're about to.
Let's go, Rogue. Let's go.
To roll.
So you go up to the snake. So a disabling a trap, because you have thieves' tools, is a d20 plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency.
Okay.
So you don't need to look for the trap, you know it's there.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a natural 19.
Nice.
Plus your dex modifier.
Plus 4. Plus
23.
3.
26.
Look at Ari doing stuff.
Ari's literally like, I've never done this
Yeah.
before, so I'm going to blindfold myself and do it on one leg. So, you go over to the snake, you move around it, and you find where the trap has been run beneath the tiles, and you follow it down to where the pressure plate was. And it is set to hold several people before it's set off, but thinking
Or
back to
one
being
dragon.
a rather large dragon, planking one's arse on it, set it off. However, you don't necessarily need to disable it if you don't wish to, because there's enough space to single file round it, and it won't set off unless you all run over it. So there's the get round it, or you can disable it quite easily by just cutting the cables that pull and let the snake whip out and grab people beneath the pressure plate. It's entirely up to yourself. Leave it in place and avoid it, or disable it.
I'll kind of look around at the fact that it kind of looks like there's like bits of floor and stuff kind of poking through, and he's like, we should probably leave this place protected, but we should be able to get around it.
Owlbearer nods where you point out the single file passage round.
If that's what you recommend.
That fire will transform back into a lion.
Yeah, a good point to be fair, because yeah, you probably would have set that off.
Monk movement might be better than trampling through it as a bear.
Yeah,
just
Bear's
a
definitely
bit.
setting off the
Maybe
pressure
this time.
plate. So,
Dragon, you
in
know.
single file, you make your way back through the facility, this temple of sorts. Zeren is quiet, holding, as you would a teddy bear as a child, the soul orb. Every now and then Solomon does let out the almost like a personal goodbye song every now and then. The creatures around you seem to have... It's like when a predator enters the forest and all the birds fly off. It's akin to now the predator is gone, and the creatures of this temple are now returning. The insects and the birds are hooting away from wherever they may be in the facility, in the structure. Walking back through, there are a few of those flesh-eating creatures that enjoy the night time. However, as if when Ruby casts daylight, they don't come within 6 feet of Zeren. 60 feet of Zeren. As if the soul orb is doing similar to what the daylight spell did. If you wish to interact, talk, etc. on your way, feel free. If not, you'll be making your way back to the tribe.
No, I think talk can happen once we're no longer.
Yeah, still on guard
Okay.
just in case.
So you're already, like, your divine energy is at the fingertips, your rapiers out, the scimitars are ready. Ruby's a toss-up between Death Blight and Shillelagh of Doom. Xandria
Ruby's
is...
probably not empty. Ruby's just probably somewhere between Cass and someone else, just following.
Cool.
Taking
Xandria,
full face.
your great axe, doing your thing. You're tall, you're proud, your shoulders are back. Sapphire, I would assume you're a little bit in between of we won, we're not dead, somebody died, or no, at least we're alive, and a bit of a roundabout of those sort of things.
Yeah,
Feel free
rollercoaster of emotions.
Yeah, call me an absolute
Especially
line
after
bastard
Vey.
if you so wish. But yes, Vey has been... You've had quite a lot to do in the last 33 minutes of real time. So, making your way out of the Darkling... this buried summer temple, this Darkling nest, you do not get attacked by a large pink creature. There is 9 of you at the moment.
It's like, nah.
There's a lot of them. They didn't die in there. I don't fancy it. You obviously give it a shoo-in on the way in, enough that it didn't chase. It was happy for you to leave its territory. There is a motion beneath the sand as it kind of peaks, but it does not risk fighting 9 clearly magic-wielding lunatics, aka coconuts. The travel back to where the tribe is held is quiet. Solomon sings. Zerin every now and then will whimper, but not wail, just shed a bit of emotion through the means of tears. You see the camp ahead of you. It's all lit up. It's night time. You can't remember it becoming night time. You just know that by the time you get there, the way the tribe's acting, more so for Osra, Xandria and Kesfion, you see that familiar. It must be near night time, the way they're acting and prepping for meal and stuff like this. What you do notice is that they also are flying the Al-Haris banners of hospitality. And as you get closer, there is another tribe that seems to be mingling in with them. And they are all like sharing the workload as you come into the camp, because it's not really walled off or anything. You see folk, the immediate few go quiet, and then a few join in with the song that Solomon sings, that very low sort of, unfortunately I don't know the terminology of singing, but it is deep, it is low, it is sorrowful.
It's a dirge.
There you go. They join in the dirge with Solomon. Not everyone, just a few. Those that recognise that it's Sahar that's not with you, and that Zerin is holding the soul orb, act in a similar fashion, and there's almost a accidental but on reflex honor guard to allow you all to walk into the camp. The tribe that is with them are wearing golds and reds, and they most of their attire is gold and red. The banners they are flying are gold and red, and they have 2 sand dunes on their banners and such. It soon spreads through the camp about the loss of one of the Al-Haris of Sahar, and there's an immediate reaction to those who know it's their job to prepare a wake of sorts. It is more a reflexive, right? We don't fuck about. This is what happens. This is how life is out in the desert. Like, people are aware. Like, you've lost folk, but obviously Sahar is the walker of the Al-Haris. Immediately, the other tribe start helping out. Maybe half an hour passes. Your mother's gone back to their tent, to your family tent. Solomon has gone to interact with the new tribe that's turned up, and with the Al-Haris. So Zerin is in the tent. Solomon is interacting with the other tribe. Owlbearer remains as close to essentially Osra as he can, without being, on her shoulders. But you have the tribe. You're in a camp with 2 tribes sharing it. 2 desert tribes are sharing this camp. What you wish to do or not do, or...
Xandria is going to go back to the family tent, because she would like a word with her mother.
Does anyone go with Xandria? Just so it's easier.
Hess would be kind of motioning to go towards, also looking to check in on their mother, but we'll like try and catch like Xandria's eye and be like, is this something that you're wanting a minute, or
do you give Kest a look of stay back or invite?
No, it's
fuck off.
No, it's not the look of fuck off.
Then he'll kind of like move to like a slight jog to catch up with her.
Okay.
I'm assuming she just...
Yeah, okay. The rest of you sees Andrea and Kesfion Summerbreeze heading towards their family tent, where you saw Zerin going. Sapphire, what do you do?
I think Sapphire's just going to try and find a fire to sit by and stare into.
There are plenty.
It has been a hecking day, and if there is alcohol flowing, Sapphire will be drinking quite heavily. He's going to go very Viconian tonight.
Okay. You go and take your place at a fire. Those of the Al Haris welcome you after seeing you the night before and such. You're quite a recognisable figure. And there is drink passed as they quickly fall into a similar behaviour that you are displaying pretty quickly. Ari, what are you doing?
He'll kind of glance after the Sibs, but won't follow them. He'll probably go and sit with Solomon, who's interacting with the other tribe, and sort of try and like interact as well, but kind of distract a little as well. So he might like start telling a little bit of a story, or start kind of trying to distract from the whole situation.
Okay. Ruby?
Ruby will find the first immediate not occupied area of ground that no one seems to want to walk over and just sit down.
As you sit down, essentially isolated,
Yeah.
you just hear a
Not
voice.
intentionally isolated, just the first point where I can sit here and not get tripped over.
There is a...
Sit down.
Where you sit, exactly there, people don't avoid you, but they're busy. But you hear a familiar voice. I'm here, girl. And there's just a presence. Not constant, but there. And it kind of fades away. Ozra, what are you doing?
On the way back to the camp, she would have sort of been leaning on Owlbearer as they walked back. But then upon getting back, she would have offered her services, either to offer condolence or to help with the funerals and the preparations for it.
So those you recognise of the Al Haris from spending your time there, they welcome you in and your past drink and such to like raise a cup essentially. There's only maybe one, possibly two folk that pass while you spent time there, and it is a very almost efficient tradition that they go through. They live out in the deserts, it's harsh, they're long-lived creatures of the Fae, however they do face some pretty nasty stuff like the Darklings and that. But Sahar being who he is, you get that familiar feeling of more in the lands further up in Colossus where there's a bit more acknowledgement of Sahar's passing, whereas the others it's like they did well, may they be reborn in the other seasons type mentality. And you go about and people are speaking to you, just small talk really, and they're kind of just distracting you away, and you're in there and they're asking you about the vulture, because obviously when you turned up and it was all talked about and your speciality, and they're just almost distracting themselves talking to you and listening to your speaks, your words of the vulture and such, and traditions and prayers and ceremonies and such, and it is as much a distraction to them as it is to a few others. Owlbearer doesn't follow you. Owlbearer will stand tall, stand strong, kind of cover up the wounds he took in the fight and the fireball to the face, puts his greatsword on his back, and he'll just go mingling in with the crowd. Zandria and Kesvion, you go into the tent, and your mother is already preparing the soul orb, and it's on a small cushion, which is the same blue and gold that your mother is now back in her blue and gold. As soon as she hit the material realm, she was no longer representing the greens that Solomon wears. And she's going through that preparation. You've seen it 1,000 times. Normally it's an item that belongs to the person that goes on the cushion, and then your mother will speak of their dreams and their stories and such. Obviously this time it is the very soul of Sahar. As you come in, she's got her back to you. She's doing her preparations. She doesn't say anything.
Just very quietly, Zandria will just walk up, like sort of behind her mother, but slightly to the side, and just kind of put one arm around her, like in a side hug, as she kind of nods her head in silence to sort of honour Sahar, and just kind of wait and see if her mother requires anything.
What are you doing, Cass?
Basically the same, but kind of embracing both his sister and mother.
Okay. You hear small prayers of the desert. No arcane, no divine druidic magics or anything like this. Just simple, nice words in a kind of almost like desert dialect that most of the tribes would speak the same sort of prayers, even if it's a million miles away from their common language. The orb eventually goes dark and the light within it dims and fades away, and there is just a glass ball there. You know this to be what your mother refers to in your tribal language as the last walk of the dunes. And she stands up, turns, rights her clothing, listens to the creatures of the night that are hooting and tweeting. Well, at least we succeeded on some level. When the evening is past and we've celebrated Sahar, I need to speak to Malika, and I would have you both there, and your companions, if they would have it.
Of course.
Of course.
There is more to be done, children, and she puts her hands on either of your shoulders.
Always.
It's a small theory, but I think the creature with the tentacles was Watercrow's curse manifest. I can hold it in the dream, and will do so. I don't need to go back there, seeing the worry in your two's eyes. I can merely pen it in that particular dream. It didn't seem sentient enough to combat me in such things, but I will make sure I'm safe, and however long it takes. But yes, I need to. And she's kind of rambling now, and mentions Malika a few times, and she needs to move stuff around, and maybe she, you guys could sleep over there. And she all of a sudden just goes tidy in the tent. There's no need for it's not like it's in need of it, but she's definitely
trying to keep herself busy.
Yeah.
Whilst she's doing that, and Sandra is kind of watching with a sort of frown on her face, seeing the sort of behaviour of trying to keep oneself busy whilst obviously dealing with grief. Sandra kind of just sits down on the floor and Mother, I know this may not be the best time for questions, but in fear that we may not get another chance, there's something that I do need to ask you about in regards to my health when I was born. When did the issue with my health start? Was it from immediate birth, or was it further down the line? Because I don't recall the time from when it started.
She turns, just kind of straightens her clothing again, walks over to the tent entrance, waves her hand over it, and you see her just fill the gap where the flaps open, and you see the night sky, and there's a barrier. You two kind of just look around, and you notice that your footsteps are not making any noise. When you go to ask, you don't make any noise. She points at you both, and there's a rush of sound to your ears. We can speak in private. You please sit. And she sits and gestures to the sitting cushions in the tent. You had not yet started walking. You were healthy as a child. You were filled with summer, for you are a summer breeze. She kind of smiles. Malika herself was at your birth. They foretold your path, and they were awaiting your what is the word? They were awaiting. Malika told us you would challenge them, and Malika was excited to see the challenge. But a moment or two, I can't remember really, but it was the highest point of the sun. during the day. I suppose summertime in most of the southern parts of Colossus. You were learning to walk over those few days, but you found it difficult. And when we looked into why you were finding it difficult, it was your breathing. Not a moment before that day had you been unhealthy or anything. We asked around to make sure you hadn't eaten anything and become ill, or maybe something had bitten you while we slept. But we found nothing. As it progressed, Sahar walked for the first time. And she's referring to his title, the Walker. And he walked through a dream I let him into. And it was your dream, when you were a child. Myself and your father didn't wish to go into the dream in case it confused your mind. You were young and we were your parents. But while Sahar was there, he killed 2 creatures that were living within your dream. Great hounds with a kaleidoscopic colouring of oil across their flesh. And Sahar took both down. But there was a third, a hound master of sorts, that set the hounds upon Sahar. And for many moons afterwards, Sahar walked your dreams as a child, seeking out this hound master. Never did he find them. And the only side effect was your illness. But walking one's dream takes a lot out of a dream walker, and there are not many of us. So we chose to watch you in this realm, where all 3 of us could protect you. The colouring in your coughing was not present before.
That was what I was afraid of. Which means somehow it is getting worse. And the question is how do I stop it?
Find the Houndmaster, bring them to us. Find a very powerful, Ozra is very talented, maybe Ozra's powers can reverse such a thing, or a wizard. The talents we have in the tribe, as you know, are useful for living and surviving in the desert. Such restorative measures we have not access to.
Well, we know dying doesn't fix the issue.
Dying?
And then she kind of like, it's almost like the colour drains from my face, like, uh-oh. Yes, I may have forgotten to mention that...
It's just closes, is like, if I've closed my eyes and I don't make eye contact with either of them,
Yep.
I just think of nice places. Think about being in nice... Remember nice places? Remember when there were nice places? I miss nice places.
I may have forgotten to mention in passing, however, we have been quite busy, that I did pass from existence for several days.
5 days.
And
5 days.
And you were clearly brought back, but with the illness as well?
It hasn't disappeared, so...
Did it get worse before or after you died?
Actually, I think it's about the same. The coughing with the oil slick has happened previously.
Then we need to find a skilled wizard or cleric or paladin or whatever it is other folk call them.
Well, it is very obvious now that it is linked to these demons, the Order of the Pale. It's the
Vibrant.
same. The Vibrant. That's the one. It's the same as what they bleed, so...
She's, as you're saying that, like, the cogs are turning. Watercrow was removing their curse, not destroying it. The magics they were using in the dream and the ritual I tried to stop wasn't to destroy the curse. There was no evocational energy to it. It was a restoration, a conjuring of the curse, using the dream realm to make it manifest. Why would the demons need the curse of sunlight?
Don't know. More mysteries to add to the pile.
Yes, most definitely. Well, there will be celebrations and moments to be serene, and I really need to rest for a long time. My powers are almost depleted, and I wish to use the last of them to ward the dream, so I know if this creature tries to escape. We have guests as well. I've not seen the Shadan Tarus for months.
Just don't push yourself too far. You've already done enough.
Believe me when I say there is no desire to push for anything this evening.
Good.
Watch your father. And
We
tell
shall.
him I know about Toodles. And she has a small grin on her face.
Okay.
Just enjoy his reaction for me, please.
Oh, if it's going to get a reaction out of father, then absolutely.
Now for a moment I'm going to rest, just for a short while, and replenish my energies.
Call us if you need us.
I will. And she gives you both a big hug.
Mum hug.
Mum hug. And then I clip
Best
on my
hug.
head. And she goes to lay in their like nest area where they sleep. She does look trained as. Out in the party place, the music, as you are about to find out,
Is popping.
Oh, it's head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
yeah.
It's wheels on the bus.
A rip-roaring Incy-Wincy spider was heard
Rip
from...
roaring.
Oh, that funeral dirge intimacy
Wow.
spider.
So, as you leave the tent, assuming you both do, you hear the thrumming and crowded noises, actually familiar to the taverns and inns you visited with Ari. But the two tribes are mingling, there is music playing, there are small campfires, there is clinking of drinks and such. There's not necessarily, staff or anything, but there are folk that are willing to get other folk drinks and beverages. What's the plan, folks?
I think Kess is going to go and try and find where Ruby went off to. And that's his plan.
Okay.
Zandria is gonna go find Ari.
Cool. So, Kesvion,
Yes.
before you do that, Ruby, do you wish to try anything after hearing the voice of a very familiar satire?
When he says, "I'm here," she says, "I know." But doesn't, because it's not a constant presence, it's not an invitation to sort of converse or anything like that, so she takes some comfort in hearing it and swaps the staffs so that the crook is holstered on her back and the healing staff is like to hand.
Okay.
And is sort of like got a hand on it, almost like it's a comfort item, but tired, face bleeding, sit here please, it's quiet.
As you are sat relaxing, you can hear the commotion behind you. You're not miles away from the camp, you're just giving yourself a quiet space. You can hear the soft boots on sand behind you. You just casually glance and you see the green hair just kind of swish in the night sky of Cassville.
Still with us?
Just about. Yeah.
Xandria finally remembered to tell Mother that she died, so waiting to find out how that's going to pan out when that information catches up with Mum. And apparently we're to tell Dad that she knows about Toodles, so expect fireworks tonight. I would expect, but mostly we should get you cleaned up.
Ruby just kind of shrugs. You know her feelings on whether or not it's necessary to be cleaned, but she doesn't for once look like she's actively gonna put up a fight about it. Just shrugs and does the 1,000-yard stare.
You're covered in blood. Yours, the water crows, the spiders, there's chunks of it in your hair, Ruby. I need to sort it.
Just Kess standing, or did he sit down next to her?
You're mostly got the, like, hands, like, on hips, like, you will get fixed. So help me God. And you're like, this sounds almost like a taste of my own medicine coming back to me.
But Kess is standing, right, looming over
Yeah.
her. So she will just, like, put a hand up, like, help us up then.
Yep. You kind of get a grasp in a hall.
So is your plan, Kess, to take Ruby somewhere you can essentially sort her hair out, brush her hair, make her feel a bit...
Well, get the blood off her face and the immediate parts of her clothing, and like get the absolute rat's nest. We're not going for like
take some attack rolls.
We're not going for like Cinderella updos, but like,
you want
let's
her
be
to,
honest,
you're trying to get her back
Drea
to
doesn't
the
do her own hair, does she? Like, we'll get it up out the way, and
cool.
At least then it's
easy enough for you to find an area where you and Ruby can chill out and essentially swap, you know, taking care of each other. Xandria, go on. Sorry, Ruby.
Just as Kess procures a comb or a wet cloth or whatever it is he starts with, Ruby will actually look up and make eye contact and say, I need to go home. Twice is a coincidence. 3 isn't.
We'll get you home, but let's get you back together. Not taking you back to your mother covered in just kind of gestures to
all of you.
Cool.
That does get like a mild snort of laughter.
And the two of you go about doing exactly that. Xandria, you see Harry doing what Harry does best, keeping a smile on folks' faces, regardless of the fake smile on Harry's face, because they're having a moment where everyone just nearly died multiple times.
Sounds about right. So Xandria just kind of like walks up to the vicinity of Harry, assuming that Harry is kind of like chatting with or like standing listening to other people and maybe like engaging once in a while. She just kind of stands next to them and then not like, you know, loud levels, but just loud enough for the pair of them. So you're a dragon now. She side glances at him.
Kind of side glance back. Apparently so. That was weird.
Don't know what that's going to do for our relationship, Harry. It was already really weird, you being human, being a dragon as well. Pushing it a bit. You alright, though?
Yeah, you managed to get along with the human just fine in the end.
I'm forcing myself, really.
He'll kind of reach out and like squeeze a hand.
And she kind of squeezes back. But...
Hellish rebuke.
As if.
What's dragon?
She squeezes back.
So
as long as you're all right, then that's good. I will warn you. We may have to go and see Malika tomorrow. So.
Oh, great! She loves me.
Yes. She definitely has taken a shine to you. Can't imagine why, honestly, but I won't question it.
Is your two's plan to just spend the evening
almost
together, you know what I mean, at each other's side
type
thing?
Enjoying each other's company and just casually light, well, I say light drinking. Xandria doesn't like drink, but you know.
Yeah, you're still part of the tradition and will drink when necessary rather than drink to get drunk.
Harry might be on the floor by the end of it, you know. Doesn't have the best constitution in the world.
He belongs.
You all learn that the new tribe is the Shadan Tarus that have come along and mingling with the Alharis. Sapphire.
Yep.
Time is passing. It's a bit loosey-goosey. People are doing stuff. You're going further into the night. You're drinking. It does have that Viconian feel to it. And then Ozra sits down next to you. How are you, Sapphire? Are you well? Surviving the fight?
It has been a very long day.
I don't suppose you've seen Owlbearer. I need to check on him.
I just assumed he was with you.
Yeah, he was. Okay, never mind. You enjoy your drink. And Ozra gets up and walks into the crowd. A few more moments pass. Maybe half an hour. Ozra, can you give me a perception check, please?
I can. 19.
19. There are more tents than there were before, because obviously the second tribe was tipped up, and there's an almost tent hamlet going on to one side of where the tribes have kind of set up camp. And you can see folk manoeuvring in and out. Two things you see. You see somebody with long dark hair, it's going slightly grey. They're in heavier armour, they've got robes on, they stick out from the tribal folk. Just at a glance, you can see that they have a shield on their back and it's got a clawed hand on it. There's something familiar about them, but the thing that catches your eye is Owlbearer. And where you've seen this person with the dark hair and armour and Owlbearer, the person with the dark hair is walking away, and Owlbearer stumbles backward and falls into the tent behind him.
I'm gonna run up to see what's going on.
You go running in to the tent, and you see Owlbearer on the floor, kind of pushing themselves up. There is blood pumping from whatever wound has just been delivered to them.
She's gonna like force her hands onto the wound to try and keep it contained. What happened?
You immediately pull off a medicine check.
27.
The wound is fatal. and there is a
Jesus.
venomous burn around the wound. As you remove the plate armour of Owlbearer, this caress, and just pull it aside, removing the leather straps, and the wound is open, and every time you kind of put pressure on it, the skin will not reform.
Is there anything I can cast on it?
Do you have magic left?
Yeah.
What do you wish to try and cast?
What have I got? I started changing my spells for tomorrow.
Well,
I'll try a healing word first.
cool.
See if that does anything.
So you cast Healing Word. You call upon the vulture and try to cast Healing Word.
8 points.
8 points. The divine energy from your palm as you hold the vulture necklace, the holy symbol, to cast the magic. And as the magic hits Owlbearer, it radiates all like his stomach and upper torso, but around the wound, it's almost like the wound has been sealed with something, and the radiant energy goes around the seal. And Owlbearer reaches up and puts his hand on your cheek, and you see in his eyes that he's accepted something.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Spare the dying
As you cast your magic,
to stabilize him.
the magic hits Owlbearer, and you can see the energy sitting on his chest and kind of reaching over his shoulders, and the energy itself kind of cups his face and is reaching around, as you know it will eventually cocoon the person you were trying to spare the dying on. Owlbearer's hand again just touches your cheek, and he just shakes his finger, and he starts to do this across his neck, and then he apologises, and then he tells you he thought she was you.
Don't you dare apologize. What are you talking about? Just don't go anywhere. You're not leaving me.
He pushes himself against the tent pole, the central tent pole, so he's kind of sat up a little bit, feeling a bit more flexible that the armour has been moved off his chest. He begins to move his hands slowly and in a bit of a, not as smooth the way his language would normally flow between you both. He tells you to remember the mountains, to remember that he is born of them, and those born of the mountain, their spirits must always return one day. And he apologises again for the confusion he thought that she was you.
Who was me?
He
I don't understand.
He gestures to your hair, to your face, your clothing, and apologises again. You notice that coming up his neck, there is a grey stone-like coloration spreading up his neck. Behind you, the commotion and joy and fun times that the two tribes are celebrating one of their own that were lost. As you see the life force of Owlbearer kind of passing away, your magic's for some reason not taking hold of Owlbearer's predicament.
Greater Restoration.
What level's Great Restoration?
5th. I haven't used my 5th level.
He arcs his back as your magic takes hold of him, and there is a pull on the wound, and a dark, swirling green and purple smoke starts pulling from the wound. Forms into a ball in your hand. You start to sweat, the tension and muscles across your back go incredibly tight as you are pulling as if tug-of-warring with a giant, and the green, black and purple smoke rips from your hand and you slip past as if you've let go of the grip on the rope, and the smoke goes back into Owlbearer. His back slumps down. You now see that the stonework starts to crack on his neck and his shoulders where you can see his tunic, and his hands start to have the grey patching across them, and he starts, as not that he has a lot of energy, but as energetically as he can, telling you no, save your magic, come find me in the mountains.
Just gonna call out for help.
Cool. As you shout for help, you can obviously hear the commotion. You're shouting, you're screaming for help. The tent flap opens, and in walks somebody with long dark hair. I'll give you the shorter version. You're looking at yourself. They run in. The only difference between you and them is a clawed hand. And then their hair begins to change colour. It goes all black rather than black to grey. The skin goes a similar, a darker shade of yours, and you see the grey skin of some of the dark elves that lived in the town that you are from. There is a familiarity to this person as they begin to form in front of you. And then before you, you see your sister. And she says to you, "No help here, dear sister. His life for mine." And she grabs the holy symbol around her neck and casts recall. Do you have counterspell?
No.
And she disappears. And when you turn back to Owlbearer, there is a statuesque version of Owlbearer, their hand reaching out towards you, and their other hand over his hat, as there is a stone figure of Owlbearer, and the cracks in the cheeks and the neck. You see a light, like mist, coming off hot water, steam just rising up from Owlbearer, goes through the tent and begins to float northward along the stars. And that is where we're going to leave tonight's session.
You mean man.
Oh, you're so evil.
So mean.
So,
No thanks. Absolutely not.
so thank you very much for watching. We're going to get off pretty sharpish because some of us have got stuff to do that's almost bang on. Thank you very much, Ozra, for joining. For Sasha for joining us again.
Thanks, Ozra.
It's like, well, you can fuck right off now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like Talbera.
He was the best.
We wish you all the best. Happy International Women's Day. I'd like to put my mother forward because she is the barbarian I always wish to be. So, enjoy yourselves, take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for watching, for the raids, the bits, the follows. It's very, very much appreciated. Players, thank you very much for taking part in a 2-map fight, NPCs, monsters going everywhere over 2 sessions. Thank you very much for, just playing. I love it. So, take care of yourselves. We're probably back. I'll give you a shout when we're back. But for now, players, say good night, players.
Good
night,
players.
Yes.
Take care, folks. Bye-bye.